Hey everybody, Mike Bishop for Tactical POV, and today I'm going to put the final piece on my Glock19 Gen5, the final mod piece for it. This right here, pyramid flat trigger. So let's get started. Alright, so let me get started here on this. And now what I did so far was to cut down time on the video a little bit, and because I'm actually got to take off here and do some more running as usual. What I did was I already pulled the original housing out, the trigger housing out and everything on the Glock. This Gen 5 completely really simple. They really simplified as far as it's still the same in regards to the Gen 4, Gen 3, but a couple, they took out basically eliminated one pin like your locking block pin and made it all into one old housing unit. So everything slides out and makes it really efficient, very quick, very fast. So, but in short, real quick, some of the other mods, as I said in my other video, when I first got it and field tested my Glock, bone stock, but of course I had to put some mods on it, like an extended mag release button for me, because I have a I got little short thumbs. They're just a little stubby there. So, and with this, anybody knows that with the Gen 4s, even with the Gen 5s, these Glocks, man, these mag release buttons are still kind of stiff, to press. So, and the design on them, when they made them a little bit extra, bigger and wider, that's fine, but they still made them really flush, close down to the grip itself. So that hard press out of them, this just, the extended just makes it a little bit easier, nice little soft, easy press, pops that mag outlet to drop. So with that also, I put this mod in earlier. Now guys, this is the Sure Touch slide lock. It's the same thing for the Gen 4, and because the Gen 5 has the ambidextrous slide lock, it still works. This still slides into the same place. So I know there were some guys in forums and that question came up and said, well, damn, they'd make it an ambidextrous, but do they still make it, will this one work? Yes, it does work. Okay, any of your extended one or your Sure Touch or extended one for any Gen 4, it will work the exact same way for the Gen 5. Slips right into the same spot, just as it is, pins, everything still the same. So that eliminates that question. So if you want to upgrade that slide lock, there you go. You got your answer there. So as I said, I already took out the original. And this is so easy on this Gen 5. Of course, we've got the back part of the rest of it with the connector and spring. For the rear, that slides in. Guys, this thing is super simple. So, cut down time on this. Basically, what I'm going to do is open up the pyramid and let's take a look. See, there you go. Comes right out, and this is a flat trigger. Didn't get the curve. I wanted to go with the flat face, so straight flat face trigger. And of course, we'll open up and see what's down inside. You got your adjustment tool, a little Allen wrench right there for adjustment for the trigger. Of course, you've got your literature in here for important notice. Okay, pay attention to that. It's important. And of course, the installation manual. There you go. Yep. Your normal installation manual. Everything that you need. Put that right here. Let's file this stuff away. Move it out of the way here. Give myself a little bit of room. Come back to that later. Look at some more. Now the other mod too that I didn't mention, but I'm gonna mention it real quick. I also changed the guide rod. I put a tungsten guide rod in here also. And the difference between the stock and the tungsten, you can definitely feel the weight. This is to help manage recoil, give the front end of the gun just a little bit more weight instead of Glock's polymer, dual spring. But that polymer rod insert, you know, where hardly there's no weight, and I get that to lighten the gun, that's fine. But, you know, the tungsten is designed to give it just some more added weight up on this muzzle here toward and help you control a little bit more with a little bit of weight, that muzzle oscillation, you know, for better, more accurate repeat shots. So that also works too. And everything I got here, guys, I got it from Glock Store. So if you want to know, you can go to Glock Store. I can put the links, you know, description, everything that I put on here. But like I said, everything I got that you see, these mods, all of these mods came from Glock Store. So can't think of anything else different. But I've already, like I said, I've already punched the pins through, pull the housing out. So what we do now is we set the trigger, the connector, and everything back in. And of course, what this does is it sits in. The weight came out, slides right back in with a little bit of twist, and rocks right back in. Boom. It sits in. So with it being nice and easy, you line it up, the trigger, line it back up into the housing, line the block back here. And this, honestly, give it just a little twist, and boom, slides right back into place. Super simple. And we just push the lock pin back through. And I got a punch kit, but I didn't feel like digging it out. So I use my little screwdriver kit, because these are just slight little taps on these pins and it's not going to hurt a damn thing. There you go. Give it a little tug, make sure it's in there true. Yep. So now the trick is sliding this one pin and lining everything back up, you know, for one slide all the way through. So a little bit at a time, we will put this locking block back in. But the thing with this is, with this locking block, you've got to put the Sure Touch, that slide lock, back in as well. And with the spring and everything, you got to be really, really tricky with this thing, because when I put it in the first time, it went in fine, but kind of a pain in the ass, because you got to rock it in, slide it in, set it, and kind of manipulate and screw with it a little bit and get it down in there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide that back in. It slides back through into the trigger. Get in there. And then, just like I said, you got to manipulate it just a little bit more. It comes through. Till you're seeing it's getting ready to set through the hole right there. Because I know my hands are in the way. Then tap it back through, nice and easy. Done. And then what I can do is I can use another one of my screwdrivers here just to tap that pin through just a little bit more to even it up. Yep. Pretty even, both sides. Maybe just a little bit more. There we go. Yep. Perfectly. Slid right through. Pins evened up. Everything's lined up. Yep. Make sure, double check, make sure everything is locked in. Everything's through. Now, we slide it back together and test it. And then we go through the trigger adjustment itself. There we go. As you see, now I'm going to test this, and I'm going to make sure that it locks. And how I test this, we won't touch the safety lever that releases the trigger. I won't touch that. What I do is, to test this, I won't touch that. I grab the trigger on both sides and pull to make sure that it doesn't release the striker, to make sure it is true. Then I'll test it with the press. Then I'll go back again. After those clicks, make sure, press again. Will not release the will not release the striker. And I use both fingers, so this side and my finger here, grabbing both sides of the trigger, press. Make sure to ensure that the safety and everything mechanically still works as it's supposed to as a stock trigger. Okay. Make sure everything works. Test again. God, that is such a short reset. Oh my God, this is so much better than the stock Glock trigger. Now you understand why we all change the trigger out. I wanted to do this to my Gen 4 that I got, and kind of put it on the back burner. And so when the Gen 5 came out, I said, yep, I did test fired, some demos, and yeah, I was all about it. I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna get in the Gen 5, and then I'm gonna definitely put that money into the mods in the Gen 5. So with that again, click again. That reset is so on point, it's so short, and the travel is just crisp, short and crisp. That is right there. So next, take it to the firing range, test it, and run some shots through it, everything with all the mods to it. Oh, I also forgot to tell you, I modded to the sights too. So I'll give a description on all of these. As I said, this is the, I believe if it's Duke Defense, I believe it's Duke Defense. How you pronounce it is spelled a little weird, but I think it's Duke Defense. Rear sight, also with the Trigicon HD front sight, both tritium night glow on the rear. Single dot setup, single dot for it. It also has a combat ready, so it's hook design for it. That's for ensuring to hook onto a belt or your holster, to slide rack, one-handed slide racks, so that's why it's designed that way, to ensure grip. As I said, that sure touch slide lock, extended mag release. Now the new trigger. This gun is now battle ready. It is EDC battle ready. Everything, and this is pretty much the most I'm gonna do as far as mods with this. Maybe one day I might send it out and have the slide customized out, but honestly, the internal workings and everything else on it, this gun is battle ready, EDC. Keep it simple, basic, and ready to rock, efficient, just like this. Here you go. And for the price, the trigger was $149. The extended mag release, I believe, was it was $30. I can show you the price or put the price in the description. Also, slide stop was I think $34, $35 for it, and the Duke Defense sight setup system, I believe, was I think it was 150, I believe, 160. Don't quote me on that because I can't think of the price right off the top of my head. But like as I said, I'll leave a link in the descriptions. You guys can go and then you'll see the price on this also. But my Gen 5 is now done. Now it's time to shoot it. So let's get to the gun range and take a look and see how it works, see how it performs. All right, I'm out of here. Shooters are on me. Like I said, I'm gonna sit here and test this trigger now. Since the last time I come out here and shot my sights. So since then, since I put the guide right there, sure stop mag release. So I'm gonna field test the trigger. That's a nice gun. So that feels pretty smooth. All right, guys, like I said, that's it. Field tested this thing just to see how it feels, how the trigger feels on it, but everything is now done on this firearm. So as you see, like I said, everything is finished how I wanted this project to be. As I said, change the front sights, which normally we all do when it comes to the Glock, because we know Glock's factory sights are hot garbage. And then also, as I said, with the slide stop, I put a sure touch slide stop, extended mag release, pyramid flat trigger, Duick defense, front sight and rear sight with the concealed carry, the battle ready hook there for the rear, and the tungsten guide rod. Everything's done on this Gen 5. It is, like I said, now is battle ready. So guys, I'll leave a link, as I said before, in the descriptions. Everything feels great. That trigger, man, is super crisp. Nice, real short travel. Really quick reset. Beautiful trigger. Have no complaints with it. And as I said, in those rounds that I put through this, that's just the beginning. So, and from what I could feel instantly right off the giddy up, compared to obviously factory, that flat trigger feels extremely comfortable. Very comfortable on the finger, on the press, everything. No complaints. So guys, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Working hard here, trying to get some other stuff to you here, and get some things situated to start giving you more product reviews. I've got a bunch of other stuff here in the months that you haven't seen me on here, is because I've been field testing a lot of stuff here, and I'm trying to get things situated to get these product reviews to you. I got a bunch of stuff here. So guys, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. And remember, being armed is a mindset, not just a physical condition.